Welcome back to Anthony's Checkin. This is Anthony, and I'm here doing a live stream tonight. It's Friday night. I got Cooley on the monitor here. I'm just gonna go back and forth with him for a little bit, making some comments on it. All right, so let's take it away, man.
Everything within the Schmeckstein files, but within those files, everything hasn't fully been exposed. But Biden had the files. Why didn't Biden put the files out? Right? He been had it, but it wasn't out when under his 4 years. So, and it's more of the left in the files than it is the right. This is why you got Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, all of the bills been fully exposed within those files. And so many other people on the left as well. Now, maybe a few right-wingers and stuff like that. But really the actual disgusting, possible criminal things within the files derived from the left. Now, Trump, he got a lot of friends on the left. That was the thing. He's been a lefty for a long time. Trump's been a liberal. He's been a liberal, man. But yeah, I guess I gotta watch that debate fully through. Maybe even do a reaction to it if it's good. I didn't hear any crazy stuff about it though. We got Uncle Tiger says, how many times are we going to vote for the same slop over and over? The Republicans need to lose the midterms for their betrayal. They need to be retrained and don't vote for Vance in 2028. Yeah, I'm not with the whole Vance thing. But yeah, that's just not a smart plan. It's not smart strategically, bro. It's not smart. If you fully, put it like this. What type of ideology do we really share or beliefs do we really have in common with the left if you're on the right? Right? Not many. It's hardly any. But with the right, even with Trump, there's many things that he did that was but then there's two major things that we're really not with, which is the war and which is the files. The Epstein files. Those are the two major things. If you get rid of the war and he didn't have us in war right now, I think the biggest thing is the war. But if he didn't have us in war right now, it'd be like, all right, people would be like, okay. But at the end of the day, if you truly believe, like I believe as well, that these people have too much influence.
All right, so about Trump and the war, and he said, oh yeah, he's not going to start any foreign wars, right? Well, yeah, that's fine. I think what he meant, he wasn't going to start any wars long term, right? So wars like forever wars, that sort of thing. That's more what he meant. He always wanted to deal with Iran because these people have to be dealt with. Just like a lot of the rhinos, the people in politics, the rhinos have to be dealt with. The deep state have to be dealt with. The cartels have to be dealt with. The drug smugglers, the Chinese got to be dealt with. To an extent, the Russians got to be dealt with. All the bad people have to be dealt with. The people that's been fucking up this world for 100 years, the past 100 years, these people have to be dealt with, and that's what Trump is doing. We're not gonna like it. I don't like it either. Like I'm really feeling kind of like in the dumps here and there, right? Because business is really slow. I'm not making much money as I would like to. Trying to like fall behind on my bills and everything, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, like you just have to plug away at it and know that you know what, good times are gonna be ahead of us. And if there's no good times in ahead of us, so be it. Like you just roll with it, right? And I'm not gonna say I'm tired, but you know, like a lot of people out there have a lot of opinions on the on Trump and political situation and all that stuff. What I say is that you know what, shut the f up. You don't have like you're sitting around. You barely have. You may have a job. You're making what? You're selling your hour for 10 cents, and someone else is making 90 cents off of your hour. How is that smart? Right there, you're like you're a loser, right? Okay, and then you want to have an opinion on politics, and you think that you have enough information than Trump. You got more information than him. He's got like resources, people all over the world. He's got a lot of intel, you know, within his administration. That's information that's coming in all the time. You think you got more than that? No, you don't. So you know what? Just be quiet. Just do what you do, which is next to nothing. Okay. Continue selling your hour for 10 cents, and and that's it, right? Okay. Let the real, you know, people. Let the people do what they're gonna do. You know, we're gonna find out. We're not really gonna. It's gonna take a while. Okay, it's gonna take another year or so to kind of like smoothen out this turbulent situation here with the Trump administration. So we gotta hang in there for another 6 months, next 6 to 12 months, right? Hanging on to it, and then after that, it's gonna be more smooth sailing. Okay. It always happened. My theory is that when there's a Republican president, there's always and there's always a booming economy, and I hope that still stands still. I mean, stands because go back in history. There was Carter, bad times, Reagan, good times. You know, then there was Clinton, stagnation. They go, oh, Clinton was a good time. No, he wasn't. Okay, what was he doing? He was in the Oval Office getting BJs. Okay, that wasn't very good. Okay, then after the Clinton, then there was Bush. Okay, Bush again too. Things got better. I mean, I had a property. I sold it in Clinton, and then when Bush came in, the thing went up double in price, right? So that was Clinton, and then after the, that was the Bush, W. Bush. Then after W. Bush, then came into Obama, the black people's savior, you know. So, and then what did he do? Nothing, absolutely nothing for 8 years. All he did was just like, well, you know, it's been a rough situation. I inherited an awful situation here with from my former predecessor, and now I don't know what to do. Hey, Michael, Michelle, let's go get some to eat. You know, nothing. Oh, nothing. You know. Then they decided to do Obamacare. What? You wrecked the whole healthcare system. That didn't do anything. Nothing. He's Mr. Nothing. Big old black nothing, okay? And you can't say nothing against Obama to black people. They have a fit. They're fanatical about this black man. And he's not even black. His mother is half white. This is how fucked up these people are. You know, your idol, the person that you idolize the most is not even truly a black man, because his mother was white. You know, anyways. So nothing happened under Obama, and again too, listen, people, okay, understand this. If Democrats are doing so well, okay, Clinton, Hillary should have won. She should have got the whole friggin' enchilada. She should have run the whole. If Obama did so good, it would have been a shoo-in for Hillary. But it wasn't, because Obama didn't do all that good. He did very bad. It was very bad. Okay, you know, he sent billions of dollars to Iran in pallets. You know, like C-20 airplanes. You know, full of pallets of cash. And that's what he did. Nothing. Okay, then after the Messiah Obama, then comes in Trump, and it was great. Like, listen, things were good, things were uppity up, right? The uppity up, and things were going really well, you know. And yes, it did. And I'll you know, hey, listen, people. I constantly whining and complaining. All the talking heads, yeah, 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 right? All the talking heads. Listen, a president has possibility of 2 terms. Okay, so first term, he's there. However he voted, he got in. Okay, providing that, you know, things were kind of fair, right? Okay, he won. Let the man do his job. You know, but you know, these psychos, they can't let that happen. They gotta go fight against them and doing this and constantly obstruct and obstruct and obstruct. You know, Nancy Pelosi impeached this man twice in a row. He had a State of the Union. She took the freaking State of the Union and ripped it up. Right? Like, who does that? Crazy people do this stuff. No respect for the presidency. They're talking about, oh yeah, we respect the presidency, blah blah. No, you don't. None of them respect the presidency. They only respect their power. She made millions of dollars while she was in Washington. And all of them make millions of dollars. And all they do is just obstruct, cause chaos. Now, Trump, after his, personally, I think that COVID was sprung upon by Fauci to kill the U.S. economy and get rid of Trump. That's my take on it. Because you know what? Hey, let's go back and see. Before, when Obama was there and when Bush was there, we had pandemics. There was H1N1. There was SARS. There was Ebola. You know, all these other diseases came out. They never shut the world down. They never had to go, oh, we gotta wear a mask and stay keep your distance 6 feet, blah blah blah. Wash your clothes, wash this. Listen, I didn't do none of that shit. 3 weeks, 3 weeks into it, I go, you guys are fucked, right? You guys are lunatics, right? I'm not participating in that. And the vaccine, that little jabby, okay? No jabby for me. Forget it. I don't need that, you know. And it's the way I look at it, right? You know, so I figure that, you know, people always washing their hands and keeping clean and all that stuff, right? You know, So I figured what I'll do is that, okay, if I pick up a little bit of germs here and there, COVID virus germs here and there, right? I'm self-vaccinated, right? Okay, and I'm still here. So something must something must be right. Okay, so that was my take on it. Okay, then how did they ever let this guy Joe Biden into the office? It's like, man, listen, anybody and like on the left, people on the left will say like he won. No, he didn't win fair and square. He didn't because Joe Biden, okay, okay, anytime he ran for president three times before, he had to drop out twice. One for plagiarism, and then the other time was just the guy was just like he couldn't get above 2 or 3%. Okay, all of a sudden now he's running against Trump, and he's like he listen people do the math. Okay, Obama was the first black president. He got something like over like 67 million votes, right? Joe Biden got 81 million votes, more than the black man. Like, think about it. There is much to think about. The math doesn't add up, right? And then on top of that, too, like if there was 81 million people that voted for him, where were those people? Where were those people in the midterms? Where were those people in the when and Kamala was running, right? Why didn't they vote for her? Because they were not there. It was all a scam, scam. Okay. All right, so we got rid of fucking. We rode that one out. Again, too. Biden. Nothing happened. Zero. Absolutely nothing. Okay. Let me see. Oh no, I hope I didn't know. I was fucking talking for nothing. Just checking in this stream here, make sure it's working. Let me see. Ranted all that there, and then I didn't turn it on. Hey, live and learn, man. Live and learn. Come on. Okay, so here I am. I'm back. After all of that, I didn't even switch switched over the stream to the stream in there. So Let me just make some adjustments. Okay, I don't really want to repeat everything that was just said. Maybe it's worth it. It's worth probably repeating. I don't know if I don't think anybody that was all like dead stream right there. All right, in the gist of it, what I was saying was this, right? That President Trump is cleaning house. A lot of people don't understand why he's doing it, and that's okay. He's cleaning house. He's taking care of business. He said no more wars, but I think what he meant. Well, I don't think. What I'm not going to think. No more long-term wars. Okay, so he needs to do some cleaning up. So he went to he started in the with Venezuela. Start with the cartels, get rid of the cartels, get rid of the drug um, makers and then pushers, and he got rid of. Now he stopped a lot of the Chinese influence in the southern hemisphere, a lot of the Russian, and now he's taking care of Iran, getting rid of those people there so that they're not going to be messing us up and blowing us up, okay? Because these people are nuts, man. They are crazy, okay? They have an ideology that it doesn't make any sense, and you cannot reason with these people, okay? The only the only person that could really deal with them is Donald Trump. He's the one who kind of has the intellect, has the courage to deal with these people. So let him do it. Let the man do his job, right? And people out there want to be armchair quarterbacks and, oh, well, Trump should have did this, Trump should have did that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, no. Here's what it is, right? Every president has the possibility of 2 terms. And the Democrats screwed themselves, right? So Trump had 1 term, okay? Did really good. Things were going good. Things were going, like things were booming and everything. Everything was going great, okay? But the Democrats couldn't take it. These people, like, it's like somebody came into the playground and took their took the toys away, and they were freaking out. So anyway, so they brought in Biden, and Biden did not do anything worthwhile, okay, for the time he was there. And I was saying that, like, Biden, like, who voted for this guy? But you know what? I could understand it because they say, well, why would you vote for Trump, right? Okay, same thing else. Why would you vote for Biden? Okay. So anyways, they voted for him. He was there for, he was never there. Okay. We found out that he was governed by an autopan that was controlled by Obama, right? That's what's going on there. Okay. And then at the end, the guy could not cut the cake, He couldn't cut it. So then they injected Kamala into the mix of things, and she was terrible. Like, Kamala was terrible. So she ended up losing, and now the Dems have to deal with Trump again for another 4 years. And here's the deal. Here is the deal. They got to deal with Trump for another 4 years. Just want to check the progress of see my chats. Yep, that's working. Yeah, so they got to deal with they got to deal with Trump for another 4 years, and they're losing their minds, right? And Trump he's like, well, I've been here before. I kind of know what's going on. You know what? And I'm gonna go and get as much done as I can. I need to get rid of. I need to clean house in with these Mullers because they're nuts. These people are crazy. You know, like they're really crazy people, and they have bad intentions. Okay, and if you don't wipe them out and set them back, put them back in the Stone Age, or get rid of them totally, all right, then they're just gonna create havoc on our society for the next 100 years because they're not gonna stop. So for all you people out there that say, "Oh, Trump is like this and Trump is that," listen, okay, be quiet, okay. You are going out. I was saying this, right? You are not very intelligent, and I'll tell you why. You're trading your hour for 10 cents, right? And that's a job. You go to a job, you trade in your hour for 10 cents because your boss makes 90 cents off of your hour. That's not very smart. So right there, you're the big dummy, okay, for doing that, right? Okay, so you don't have very much intellect. You may be smart, you may think you're smart, but you're not. Okay, listen. I've been self-employed for most of my time, right? Most of my life. Okay. Sometimes I have a bad week, and a bad week I make more money than a person for the whole week. And I'm not saying that it's a lot of money, but you know what? Keeps me afloat, right? Okay. So with the Trump administration, these Trump has a lot of information from a lot of different sources, more than you, right? And I love it when people say that. I don't love it, but you know, it so like I take it and when they say, "Oh, Trump was like he's not a very good businessman." How you figure that? Well, he claimed bankruptcy, like twice, whatever, 7 times, whatever. So what? What's that got? That's what businesses do. You don't expect every business that you start up to be successful, but you wouldn't know that because you never started a business before. Because you're trading your hour for 10 cents. You big dummy. Okay, so Trump also, they say, oh well, he got money from his dad. Yeah, he got $1 million from his dad, to invest. Okay, and he turned that $1 million into billions. Well, let's see you do that. No, you can't do it. Okay, because you're still trading your time, your hour for 10 cents. Okay, until you start doing something, until you get rid of that program. Okay, well, how you get rid of it is that you can trade your hour for 10 cents, but you need to start, selling your time for 90 cents. Okay, on the side, and that's you do a side hustle or something else, right? Okay, so that's you start doing that. I mean, you're not totally lost, or you can't do it. You could do it, but most people won't. Most people would not, because they love the 9 to 5, and they don't want the responsibility of the other stuff. But again, you have all the responsibility of running a business, because if you don't go to the business, then the business doesn't operate. People don't understand this, right? They're never gonna get it. So, anyways, again, you people out there, the people out there who have an opinion and all that stuff. That's why I don't even like listen to them. I'm not even talking to them. I don't even want to hear what they have to say, because it's just like, why am I going to listen to Google Gaga stuff? Okay, these people, people that just talk just for the sake of talking, because they don't have no intellect, they have no information, they're low information, low IQ people. So they just, and I just say, okay, I just shut up. But you know what? As long as I understand what's going on, that's what matters, right? So right now, like, listen, it's bad. Like, not really that bad, but gas prices here is like, I mean, I put gas in the van today. It was like $1.87, $1.87 a liter, right? That's quite high. And then I did. I got a few things going on. I'm juggling a few things, but I'm having faith that, you know what, in another 6 months, things will start getting better. It's gonna get better. As when when Trump, like, get these people, get rid of them and get them under control. When Iran, they start, the people take over back their country, they start running the country, and then things will start picking up. Like, just the other day, I heard that there was a flight that went to Venezuela. For the first time in 7 years, they had a flight that went to Venezuela. So Venezuela is getting, it's getting better, right? Flights are starting to go there, and in about like November or so, like, and then next place is Cuba. Trump's going to deal with that after after he deals with the Mullers there. So then Cuba, will take care of that and get rid of these people, or say, hey, listen, like you gotta let things go. If you ever listen, anybody that ever went to Cuba, you don't even have to go. There's lots of people that make videos on in Cuba. Just watch the video, and watch the buildings. They're just literally like rotting away. The concrete is just falling apart. The place is just rotting away. Cuba, there's no infrastructure in Cuba. The only way to fix that place is to level it. Control demolition, okay? They got to go in when things get, better. They got to go in and take, well, let's say in Havana, for example, take one section of Havana, okay, and just like level the place down. Just demo it and then build it back up again, and do that like in small sections across the whole country. I mean, whatever cities, you got to do that, right? That's the way you fix it. Even from the infrastructure, the plumbing, the everything else there have to be ripped up and then redone. And that's that, because it's been neglected for like like 60, 70 years. No, the Cuban people, listen, they don't repair nothing. And when I was going to Cuba, like I would go into like a house and it was like, it was a dirt floor. The light switch was just the two wires. You just got to touch them together, right? That was a switch. Like a old broken fan. There's like, like wooden bed, like a sheet. It was like dirt floor. Okay, literally like the outhouse is just like an outhouse. You go outside to go, like hole in the ground, that sort of thing. Toilet paper. There's no such thing as toilet paper. They use the newspaper, grandma, that local. I always say, why do people have it's paper? There's always that piece of paper, okay? And that's how it is, right? Really, really bad. So Cuba's going to take a lot of. I mean, it's going to take a lot of work. Yeah, and it's going to be a lot of people, a lot of investments and all that stuff. Go over there, spend your money. I don't care, right? I mean, knock yourself out. So you got lots of places lots of places would be nice to go to spend money if you have it. But me, I I'm not gonna bother with it. Okay, so but I mean, nice to go visit. So you, Iran will be a nice place to visit. Okay, Venezuela will be a nice place to visit, and going back to Cuba, that'll be a nice place to visit, and things will start getting really, really good, and there'll be some sort of peace in the world, and that's what's going to happen, right? Because once you get rid of all these the drug cartels and all these terrorist people that's going around and want to terrorize everybody, once you just get rid of them, right? What else is there? It's just like listen, everybody out there, majority of the people want to live a peaceful life. We don't want any hassle. We want to be safe, secure, right? We want to make enough money to, pay our bills. And that's the other thing too with these politicians. Okay, these people are like, they're awful. They are taking all your money and all your resources and just throwing it away. Like, I don't understand why Canada is, why we gotta pay so much taxes, why things are so expensive here. We should be independent. A lot of countries, like, you should be independent. And like in the U.S., I heard some stats that they said that the GDP, everything that a country brings in, okay, 100% of that just pays for the debt. 100% of the money that the country makes services the debt of the country. Unbelievable, right? Unfriggin' believable, right? So when you have a situation like that, and something is wrong, and also to, to find all this fraud that's going on across the with the U.S. and all the states, in Minnesota, with the Somalis, and like, these people are terrorists. Okay, people don't understand. Okay, when you have nothing to lose, when these people come to the U.S., they got nothing to lose and everything to gain, and they don't care. They don't care because, hey, I had nothing, so if I had something for a little bit of time, okay, I had a good time, and I'm back to nothing, doesn't matter to me. They're okay living like cockroaches, right? It's okay with them. They could handle it, so they don't care. So whatever they have to do, they'll do it. All the scamming and all that stuff, because you know what, Western society, for people, it's like a gravy train. I saw something the other day in the U.S. too, where they're cracking down on all these people that are doing the phone scamming and sending, taking money away from elderly people and all that stuff. It's just so bad. Just imagine, like your grandma or somebody had all kind, they saved up, $100,000, $200,000, whatever the case may be, and somebody comes along and scams them out of all that money, just like that, and these people laugh and joke about it. They're a bunch of sickos, man. A lot of these people are sickos. They don't care. They got nothing to lose, right? And this is the way they operate. So, anyways, the Trump administration has got a fraud squad, and they're going to investigate all these people, and going back and seizing the assets and taking the money back, and cleaning it up. Let these people know, you can't be doing this. Those days are coming to an end for a lot of these people, and a lot of these politicians let it happen too, because to some extent they get paid off. Like Tim Waltz in Minnesota, he's like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, right. You don't know what's going on, right? Okay, these people are sick. They're sick. They're sick people. So better times are going to be ahead of us in another 6 months, 6 to 12 months. I think that things should be cleaned up. Just gotta hang in there. Um, do your best. With me, I'm making some moves. I'm making some moves and going to try to increase my, get my finance in a little bit more control, and make some more money and get ready for. Well, not necessarily get ready because I'm always ready, right? I'm always ready. I just been living life on kind of on my terms. Okay, let's get back to what this guy has to say a little bit. I've been rambling on for a bit. Um, cool here.
Within the United States government, those folks, it don't really matter if it's the left or the right. You getting it kind of confused with the left and the right. Like, really, it's just these folks. And who has the capacity to take them out of? I'll put it like this. We got two scenarios. Let's say if they not going nowhere because they're going to continue to fund the politicians. AIPAC is going to continue to fund the politicians. Both sides is basically going to be their handlers. Well, we got to look at other things. If we're going to be supporting these folks anyway, what side would we want to do it? Because I want the right, because I agree with more of the ideology, more of the ideals and the values that conservatives have. If the left gets in power, bro, I wouldn't even have a YouTube channel right now. I would be banned. Not only that, we wouldn't have a clear distinction of what a man and what a woman is. Transgenderism would have still been running rampant. Men would have still been allowed in certain women's sports. And it probably would have gotten even crazier. So I see what you're saying, Tyga, but from a strategic plan, it's not good to just... It's like that's what females tend to do. When females don't have their way, well, I'm just going to burn the castle down because you didn't do... Nah. Masculine men don't behave like females. We don't act out of impulse. So it's like, okay, Trump, Epstein files, Trump war. I don't agree. Very, very bad. But I'm not about to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know what I'm saying? Just not about to do it. And give the left the power where these people are still going to be running stuff, right? Like, they got a whole lot of influence. Like, Camilla would have had us in the same wars, right? She definitely wouldn't have released the Epstein files. That just would have been a no. And, yeah, the transgender ideology and the conservative podcasts and stuff like that, the Manosphere podcasts and stuff, we would have been getting banned even more than what we was when Biden was in office. So it's just not smart to fully abandon the right. Because it's not like we're looking at Trump. Trump should be punished. It's like, yeah, but it's bigger than just him, right? It's bigger than just that, man. It's bigger. It's bigger than Nino Brown, man. All right, let's go ahead and start up some of these TikTok debates. Let's get it popping. 1 second here, chat. I got ya. Let me see. Oh.
Yeah, definitely. We can't let liberals back in. They are going to cause a lot of headaches for a lot of people. These people again too, they're out to lunch, right? They'll open up the border, let the migrants, let the caravans begin. Okay, then there's going to the whole thing with the LGBT XYZQ. They'll be back, you know, back online again, and another shit show that will start happening there. The spending will be out of control again. Okay, nothing ever will ever get done, and will slide backwards. So they can never, they should never be back in power again. These people are definitely not our friends. Anyways, like 3 hours, going on for 3 hours is a long time to be doing a stream. Lots of things are happening out there. Lots of things happening out there with hopefully, like, summer's coming up. Great. Weather's getting better, and things should be getting warmer again. Let's go back over to. Go back over to Cooley over here and see what's going on.
All right, let's get these TikTok debates started up, man. This is going to be a good one. Let's go live. All right. Thank you guys for being patient while I just make sure this is good. And it looks like we are Gucci. There we go. And also, if anyone wants to join the stream for open panel debate night, you can do so now. If you want to debate me about my take on anything, come on up. Just it's the link that's pinned in the YouTube comments. Come on up, click that link, and we can debate about anything that you want. All right, looks like we're good on that. And let's close that down. And let's go live. TikTok. All right, we're currently live on TikTok. We'll start bringing up some crazy TikTok folks shortly. Someone says, your take on Trump is 100. Yeah, I mean, it's a rational take. It's not a impulsive take. Oh, he didn't give us everything that we promised, so let's just abandon the right. And well, we're in a two-party system. You fully abandon the right. You are just basically handing over power to the left. Dumb. Think. And you get this because of folks like Nick Fuentes that says things like, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and give my... You got to think about Nick is saying certain things because he's trying to get himself into a position of power. Right? You got to think about that. Nick says certain things because he has a big audience, so he's trying to get himself in a position of power to say, like, listen, abandon Trump, listen to me. But he has no plan. It's like, okay, abandon the right, because it's not like you're just abandoning Trump. It's like abandon the conservatives, abandon the right, and then you just yield all the power to the left. And we know what it was like when Biden was in office. We know what it was like when Obama was in office. We know these things. Do we want to go back to that? Like, do you really want to go back to that? Nah. Like, do you really want to go back to not having any common sense in America? Well, I don't know what is a woman? Well, a woman is, how she dresses and how she feels and acts, and stupid. No. They don't even know what a woman is and what a man is. Hey, chat, we live right now. Everybody on TikTok. I'm currently live on YouTube and Facebook. So if you're tuning in right now on TikTok, we got 3 prompts. First prompt is atheists cannot give an account for logic and morality. Second prompt, feminism is bad for society. Third prompt, no one is born gay. Right? I take the affirmative on all of the positions. So, click and come on up. Request to come on up on TikTok and I'll bring you up. It's open panel debate night. Let's go. Now, while we're waiting for people to come on up, I'm live on YouTube, so I got to go ahead and react to some content. So you're going to hear on TikTok, guys, you guys are going to hear like a moment of silence while I react to... Actually, maybe it doesn't have to be silence. Maybe. Maybe it can be this. Let me see here. See what I could do. Speaker. Nah, never mind. Whoever wants to come up for open panel debate night on TikTok, just request to come on up. On YouTube, click the link that's pinned in the YouTube comments. Come on up. If you're tuning in on Facebook, come on over to YouTube. Stream is much better on YouTube. You can donate, send in some money, stuff like that. We got it's T.O., okay, sending in $10. He says, Richard Nixon on Nightline with Ted Koppel in 92 said, the American government and every U.S. president will forever support the... okay, and never let it go down the tube, even though the U.S. doesn't benefit. Yeah, they're going to continue to support them. That's just what's going to happen. So, and most of the right, they're mad about this. They're mad about the support of this, which, I am as well. But that support is going to happen on the left as well. Okay, but we fully disagree with all of the ideologies on the left. We disagree with like a majority of the policies on the left. If not the majority, probably all of them. So if you're still going to get the support of these people, and we're still going to be their handlers, might as well be their handlers on the right. So at least we have a clear distinction of what a man and a woman is. And at least there's like more hope of fighting the resistance and getting these people out of our government. I think there's more resistance on the right. The left, like, they barely even acknowledge the truth about, these folks. Now, they acknowledge the truth as far as like the war. Oh, I don't want, we shouldn't be in that war. But them being involved in our government and basically we are Israel handlers. They don't even understand that. They haven't went down that rabbit hole yet. All right. Get the likes up, chat. Let me go ahead and react to some more stuff here. It's an interesting clip here. A member sent it over to me. Actually, a few people I think sent this one over. They're like, "Cooley, let me get your take on this one." I'm like, "I got you, bro. I got you." Again, open panel debate night on TikTok. Atheists cannot give an account for logic and morality. Feminism is bad for society. And no one is born gay. Those are the 3 prompts for the TikTok debates. But if you want to debate about something else, you can as well. Like if you see any of my clips on TikTok and you're like, "Oh, Cooley, I don't like that you said this," you can come up and debate other stuff as well. We could do that. All right. Oh, we got a debater up here. Let's see. Let's stop sharing that. Okay. Let me share my screen. All right, let's get it.
Hello?
Yeah, welcome to No Fugazi Podcast. Let me get your name, age, and what do you want to debate about?
The Chase 27.
All right.
And I don't really have a debate for the other two, the 2 or the 3, or even really the 1. I was just really wondering, you say an atheist can't give an account for logic. Morality, I can agree with you on that, because technically in atheism, there is no moral argument. It's all just technically feelings. So I can agree with that for morality. But logic, I'm wondering, why can't atheists give an account for logic?
Yeah, I got you. Anyone that wants to come on up on TikTok, just request to come on up, and I got you. So my argument for why atheists can't give an account, and by account I mean they can't give a epistemic justification on why we have logic, like how we have logic. You see what I'm saying? So from an atheist perspective, they wouldn't be able to ground it. They wouldn't be able to give it any type of grounding for logic to be grounded and to justify. They can't justify how we're able to use logic. And even that's speaking sentences, because all of these metaphysical categories, like logic, reason, induction, deduction, predication, all of these things work in uniformity for us to speak sentences and interpret one another and also interpret information. From an atheist perspective, these categories need to be grounded some way, and they don't have a worldview to ground it. From a Christian ethics perspective, we have a worldview to ground it. Because, like, for instance, like, what is logic itself? Can you find logic in, like, a microscope? Chase?
I mean, I guess technically no, you can't.
Yeah, you can't. It's conceptual. You can't find it anywhere.
Thought. Yeah, it's an abstract thought.
And you would say that like logic would be like logic in it of itself. This would be like universal, like objective.
2 plus 2 always equaled 4 before I was born, after I was born, before my parents were born.
Before human existence.
I mean, existence. Or even before the Earth's existence. So
got it. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. But, so since that's the case, from
couldn't an atheist still, in a roundabout way, still not agree with logic? Or
you don't know, they can agree with it. They can use logic, and they can say, "Hey, we have logic right now," but utilizing logic is not giving an account for logic in it of itself.
Or, okay, so you mean as the atheist so the atheist has no real way to say why 2 + 2 = 4 or why it's always existed. Whereas
Always,
the
yes.
Christian,
They
yeah,
have
where
they
yeah,
have no
for time
justification for it.
memorial. Right. Whereas the Christian's gonna tell you 2 + 2 = 4 because the Most High created it that way.
Correct. So from a creationist perspective, like logic and reason would be grounded within God. The world, like the earth is the perfect distance from the moon and the sun and everything else for
Because
life to even be here. Like everything was created in an orderly, numeric, logical fashion for us to breathe air and everything else.
okay,
So like,
I
yeah,
see. Okay, I see that logic, but